Welcome.
Thank you, Robin. What's up? This is cool. I'm sure everybody said that when they walked out here, but I actually mean it. What's up, guys in the balcony? How y'all doing? That's awesome. I feel like I should have something very poignant to say right now, but I'm kind of dumbfounded, so if you'll excuse me. Hi. What's up, Australia? How many people are actually from Melbourne? How many people traveled to Australia? Okay, all right. And then I assume the rest of you are somewhere else other than Melbourne. So we'll go with that. How many of you, let me ask you a question. First time you've been to a supernatural convention? Really? Jared's gonna be very upset. We love new faces and we love familiar faces. So, wow, this is really cool. All right, the pictures really, people, come on. Have we not had enough? You know what I look like. I'm here for it has been 6 years. She's like, it's been 6 years, all right? Shut up and take it. And I can appreciate that. Before we begin, I wanna, can we all just give Robin a nice round of applause? She's been working her pretty face off all day and been doing a great job, and thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, you're very sweet, and we couldn't do this without you.
Much.
So, all right. I feel like I shouldn't sit down, but I'm gonna sit down, because this is, you know, a Q&A, and that's what we're supposed to do. All right, well, let's just start, because I know we don't have a whole lot of time, so we'll go with you right here. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing very well.
That's good. So Supernatural, yourself and Jensen have had a lot of...
Jared.
Sorry, Jared.
It's okay.
I don't know.
I'm Jensen.
Yes,
it's in your head.
Yes.
Totally get it.
So you do a lot of work with charities, one that's particularly close to myself. How does it feel to you to know that you touch and help so many people on a daily basis?
Well, the fact that we can come to places like this and we can interact with people who watch the show and an incredible community of people that is you, it really gives us kind of the inspiration that we need to get involved and to do things because we see that it is helping people. If we were just to sit on the set and do the show and then go home and then get up and go back to do the show and then never do anything else, then we wouldn't see the impact that the show even has on people. And I think that there is a message with the show, that is the fact that these two brothers, they never give up. They continue to fight for each other. They continue to fight for good, even when it seems impossible. And I think that kind of really inspired the transition over into doing things with charities that work with things just like that, about not giving up, about fighting, and about finding reasons to fight. So it made sense, and now that we've kind of started down that path, which, you know, I wish we could have started down that path years ago, but look, we're there now. And that's just, in my opinion, it's made this community that is continuing to grow that much closer to us. And so we're thankful for that, and that's really the inspiration that we get to make us want to work harder, to make us want to come and talk to you more, to make us want to hug as many of you as we can. So, honestly, thank you.
In the middle on your left.
Hi.
Hi, Jensen. How you doing?
Doing well.
My question's a bit out of left field, but superhero and comic book movies, they're all the rage now. I just want to know if you had a choice, who would you be as a superhero, like Marvel, DC? Who would you want to be?
Does it have to be Marvel or DC?
No, it can be.
Could be another kind of hero?
Yep.
Dean Winchester.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'll take that.
That was really the easy way out. I don't know. There's so many good ones right now, and there's so many. You're right. There are a lot of superhero movies, and it seems like that's all the studios are making money off of these days, which is great. I mean, people like to see heroes be heroes. I prefer the unlikely heroes. Not necessarily the person in tights. I really enjoy the everyday heroes. So, is there a superhero? Is there a comic hero that's an everyday, unlikely hero? Can you think of one? What was it? Did you say Batman? Yeah, he's an everyday kind of guy. With a cave and flying things and a butler. What? I don't. Pool guy? Horror guy? Now I think you're just making fun of me. There's no one particular comic hero that I tend to gravitate towards, although I will say, and this is not a coincidence, I am certainly more of a Batman guy than a Superman guy. That being said, I'm gonna stick to my day job and keep doing Dean Winchester as best I can. So, yeah.
Jensen, over here.
Hey, hi.
First of all, I'm a Batman fan too. Superman fan here.
It's okay. Nothing wrong with that.
My
Difference is glasses during the daytime. That's it.
My question is, Jared's had his fair share of different roles to play as Sam. For example, the Demon, Angel, Lucifer, Solus, so on. I was wondering, do you feel that you would like to have explored a wider range of Dean over the past 10 years, besides the fact that you were a demon and a dog?
Well, you really simplified it, didn't you? That's the many faces of Sam Winchester and the two of Dean. One normal and one with his tongue hanging out. To be honest, and I think Jared would agree with me that trying on those different facets of the character, and you had Solus Sam, you had Gadriel, you had Gadriel as Sam, you had Lucifer. There's been a lot of different variations that Jared's had to walk through, and he's done in my opinion, a very, very good job of that. I will say that it's much more difficult work to do that as an actor, so I'm totally fine with him having to do that. Because I can just cruise as Dean, and I know Dean, and I've got him down pretty well now, and I can sit in that driver's seat and just cruise. But having to do the demon thing this past year was tricky, because as many of you know, I directed the third episode that aired, but we shot that first. So I would have had to have, you guys, the audience, would have seen 2 prior episodes of Demon Dean, but I hadn't been able to shoot those 2. So I had to, in my head, go, okay, where am I going to be in 2 episodes from now as this character, as this version that we've never seen before? and then I had to play that first. So that was a bit of a conundrum for me, and I did, I tried to think of, okay, what are all of my choices? What do I think? How do I think I want to do this? And I read it, and it kind of spoke to me a certain way, and then for some weird reason, I decided to do everything opposite. I don't know, 10 years, that's what I'm doing now. But then, and I talked to Jeremy before I actually put it on tape, or before we started filming it, and I was like, what do you think about this? And he's like, I love it, do it. And so for Demon Dean, I literally took all of the weight that he carried, all the guilt, all the brooding and the depression and all of that he was carrying around with him in season 9, and I just threw it away. And I made him like the most carefree character I could think of. It's just nothing affected him. He didn't care. And I thought that was creepy. The fact I did. I'm like, somebody who just does not care. Doesn't care about other people's feelings, doesn't care about himself, doesn't care about anything. He's just going to do what he wants, and who cares about the consequences? And I thought that was very unlike Dean. Even though he, can sometimes shoot first and ask questions later, but he's doing it for a reason. And so that was an interesting exercise for me to try and tackle that monster, and I think I did it. But it's difficult when you start taking on these variations of a character. But I'm glad that they do that, and I think that's one of the reasons why the show stays as fresh as it does, in my opinion, is because it's not the same character in and out, day to day, week to week, season to season. You get these different variations and these different incarnations of these characters, and for us as entertainers, actors, whatever you want to call us, that inspires us, and that continues to keep things fresh and different, and I think that's one of the reasons why we still love doing what we're doing. One of the many reasons why we still love doing it. So, yeah, it's tough, but I'm glad to give Jared the lion's share of different types of characters. He seems to have done that very well. So, yeah, thank you. I will.
Hi.
Hi.
Do you feel more comfortable directing or being on screen?
What do you think?
I would assume being on screen.
Thank you. Let's see, I've got 218 episodes. Of just Supernatural under my belt, being on screen, and I have 4 or 5? How many have I done? 5. That's right. That's right. I'm rounding it out to a half a dozen next season. Oh yeah, I'm directing next season. But of course, it's probably going to be something crazy. I'm going to have to do like the 3rd or 4th episode that's going to air, and it's going to be something that's going to be linked in with the first 2, and I'm going to want to strangle myself by the time I'm done. So I always get there too. I'm always like, why am I doing this to myself? But I don't know. Some of you heard me say I always welcome a challenge. I always welcome stepping out of my comfort zone, because it makes life interesting. Yes, where are we at?
Hi.
Hi.
So you feel more comfortable on screen, which is great. How do you feel on stage? I was wondering if you could honour us with a rendition of Eye of the Tiger.
Like, you want me just to sing it a cappella? Or honestly, I don't know what happened. I blacked out. They woke me up, and I'm like, what happened? And they were like, you just busted into a free-for-all music video. And none of us knew what to do, so we just kept rolling. And I was like, was it good? For those of you who have never been to a convention and you've never heard this story, I know some of you are like, oh, here we go again with this. I'll make it quick. Jared purposefully decided not to enter when he was supposed to enter during that scene. All you were supposed to see was the fist pump. That's it. Some of you are like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Go online and just type in Eye of the Tiger. I'm pretty sure the band Survivor's angry with me now. He decided just to not come into the scene. And so the music kept playing, and I just went for it. And I don't know what happened. It wasn't rehearsed. It wasn't prepared. I just let my body take over. And it's what happens when Eye of the Tiger comes on. If anybody was a Rocky fan, your body just starts to move. No, I'm not going to do it. It was a one-time thing. If you want to see it, get your phone out. What? If you want to see it, go in the lobby and get your phone out. Yeah, that was, and there's so much more that happens on set. I think that we could have possibly a 6-disc outtake box set. From like 10 episodes. I'm not kidding. Within like the first 2 to 3 episodes coming back in every season, we're like, well, we certainly got enough for the gag reel this year already. We have 20 more episodes to film. A lot of the stuff that you see comes from Phil Segrich's episodes, who's one of our executive producers. He kind of runs post-production. And so a lot of the stuff, when he comes up and directs episodes, he puts a little mental note on outtakes, gags, whatever it is. And so a lot of the stuff that you see in the gag reel are actually just from his episodes, but there's so much that happens in some of the other episodes that we never get to see. Eye of the Tiger was one of Phil's episodes. So I honestly, I think that there could be a full like 10-disc box set of outtakes and gag reels, but that's not what we're in the business of making. So unfortunately, we only get, in fact, I think I just got the email of season 10's gag reel. And you don't get excited, I'm not showing it, all right? I haven't even seen it yet, but I have to like sign off on it. It's like a legal thing, you know. They're like, listen, you look like an idiot. We're gonna need you to sign off on this. And of course I do, because whatever. Yes?
Do you have a favorite minor character from the series?
A favorite?
Minor character, so under 5 episodes.
Right.
So.
Right. I mean, I consider Mark Shepard pretty minor. I'm kidding. There's a lot of Crowley lovers in this audience. No, we love Mark. Minor. I mean, my dad? No, that's too obvious of an answer. What? My real father. You guys know he was in an episode, right? You guys know this is a supernatural convention, right? Yeah, Doctor Who was last week. Sorry, guys. No, here's the thing, and I was talking about this earlier in the private meet and greet. Was the show has been so fortunate with its guest cast, with its minor characters. We've had so many over the years that we called up and begged the writers to bring back. Some they have, some they haven't. Felicia Day was one. Mr. Amundsen, who is here today, he was certainly one. When we had that first episode with him, I was like, you've got to get him back on the show. First, the character just deserves another go. And Tim is just such a pleasure to work with. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Here's the problem with doing 218 episodes is they all start to run together after a while. I can tell you people that we miss. You know, we obviously miss like the Rich and Rob Benedicts and the Sebastians and the what's that? Jim Beaver, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Osric. Like there's, you know, Tomo. There's a lot of people that we've had over the years that have been just stellar performances, and we didn't deserve to have something that great or that much of a commitment to the show. I mean, these people come in, they're getting a paycheck. You know, they're coming in and they could phone it in. They're not looking for job security. They've been hired to do one thing. They come in, they do it, and they go home and they move on to the next job. But these people, they come in and they experience this ragtag group of people that we like to consider ourselves, and they really just enjoy themselves. And I think Jared and I pride ourselves on creating a work environment that is fun and healthy and unpretentious, and if somebody comes in with there's no room for ego or attitude. You know, somebody brings that on a set, they're not going to last very long. And I think that's served us very well over the years, and it's given us really good performances from our guest cast, and it's given us a sanity that I think we still have 10 years later. Who is your favorite minor character? No, I'm asking her, all right? But Ruby is a good answer, but she did more than 5 episodes, I believe. Young John and Young Mary? I hear Young John's here today. Yes, Matt and Amy were fantastic, and I think Amy's on another show right now, isn't she? Arrow. Yeah, there goes Steven, stealing our thunder again. I actually just got a text message from Steven. He's like, tell all the Aussies what's up from me, so. Oh, don't act like you know who he is. I'm gonna tell them they were like, who? I don't know who this guy is. All right, yes, where are we at?
Jensen, right up the back.
Right, gotcha. Hi.
Hi, just really want to say thanks a lot for coming out. It's really good to have you here. And you might have answered this before, but who's your favourite guest star and why?
So you're asking the question that this lady just asked?
Yeah, but I didn't quite hear the answer I was really hoping to hear. So
That's an interesting. There's a lot of what part? Where were you from?
I'm from Melbourne, Sydney, Steve. And I've had a bit of a cold recently, so and sometimes.
Oh, you're a little sick. Are you feeling a little under the weather?
Yeah, I don't feel quite right. I'm actually not really from here originally.
No.
No, so we immigrated from different country.
You're from a different country, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. What country would that be?
Tasmerica?
America.
Well, no, I mean.
You're from
not
America?
originally,
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm from America. What state are you from?
Texas.
I thought so. I thought Abilene, right? Yeah, I can hear that accent anywhere.
No,
Good to have you. It's nice to have somebody from my home state here.
Well, I just want to say, I really thought that those last episodes with Kane were really great. And can you?
Yeah, you know, I do too. I agree. I think those episodes were great. I think the story had a lot of potential. Unfortunately, the actor, I think, kind of phoned it in. And that's okay because he's off gallivanting around.
I hear that sounds really good. Yeah. Yeah, I hear it's quite fresh.
Oh, what's that?
I hear that show's good.
Is that right?
Yeah,
if you're into that,
good.
you know, singing, dancing.
No, I mean, it takes a lot of talent to do something like that, doesn't it? You know, how,
Yeah.
it's not like everyone can just, you know, put on a crown and sing and dance suddenly. When
Yeah,
you know,
singing,
not
dancing,
trained.
sprites. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he was. I mean, I've read a bit about it. It's not like he's, you know, professionally trained as a singer. He
No,
did
it's
quite
obvious.
well, really.
It's obvious, but I tell you, he's doing. You know, apparently he's doing a fairly good job without having any real training. But
No, I mean, he's got training. You know,
I'm more
it's
interested
not
as
like he just, you know, fell into that job. It's not like he didn't work 20 years to,
Oh.
you know, to get it.
Oh, he didn't. Oh, I thought it was just kind of like one of those things, like, hey, you look like the guy that we could. And then, do you have any singing? And the guy's like, oh, well, you know, I don't know. I can do really bad accents. Does that help?
Well, sure. I mean, you know, he's handsome and all that, and he has this awesome beard, and so it just makes sense that, you know, he. Never mind.
Okay.
We've got time for one more question.
Thanks a
guys.
lot, Tim. Thanks a lot. Tim Amundsen just stole all your time. But see, honestly, that's what it's like on set. And you got a little flavor of that. All right, we'll do one more.
Hi, Jensen.
Hi.
So firstly, I'd love to thank you for coming down to see us all today. And obviously you know this from the huge outpouring of fandom love, but we all are thinking of Jared today, and our thoughts and our well wishes are with him. So thank you for all that. And I was just wondering that, especially in regards to the last few episodes of this current season, what do you think Dean's biggest regret is? Is it taking on the mark of Cain, or do you feel as though that's something completely different that led him on that path?
I think taking the mark of Cain was a result of getting his brother to say yes to possession. And I think that's the guilt that he carries with him. It's not the mark of Cain was just a means to help his brother. And, you know, that's very characteristic of Dean to kind of do whatever it takes to throw himself on the train tracks. And if that's what it's going to take to help his brother out, obviously he didn't know that he was saying yes to somebody that wasn't who he said he was. But I think that that's the guilt that drove him to the mark that now he's having to deal with. And which is why he's like, listen, I brought this on myself. I did this to save you, and it's not up to you to save me, which I think is his biggest flaw right now, is he won't accept help. And I think that's the battle and the problem that he's been dealing with for the latter half of the season. But good old Sammy won't give up on him. And it goes back to the theme of the show. It's just they refuse to quit, and I want to say too on behalf of Jared that he's not here, not because he quit, but because he refused to quit. And I'm going to do my best in relaying the support and the love and the inspiration that you guys have given us today back to him. I'm obviously in very close contact with him. I talk to him a lot, and he's much better. His problem, and I tell him this all the time, is he just gives too much of himself all the time, and now I look back and I'm like, well, I don't know that that's a problem. I think it's a gift. And I have certainly learned a lot from him over the years in being able to give myself emotionally, and I'm thankful for that. I'm really bummed that my best friend ain't here. Because he certainly would enjoy this, but he is recharging his batteries right now, and they were in much need of recharging. And I think that if he had come here, then he wouldn't have been able to give as much as he would want to give to you guys. And so he kind of made an executive decision to not cheapen the experience, but to save up for the next time. So we hope to see you guys again next year.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Jensen.
Thank you all very much. We love and appreciate you guys very, very much. Thank you.